Hi everyone, this is lesson 4, or excuse me, module 4, you can tell right here. Okay. And it's lesson 3, so this is after lesson 20 in your math binder. Okay, we go from module 1 to module 4. And what we're doing in this module is connecting what we've learned about multiplication with this idea of area. Okay? An area is just the amount of space something takes up, like on the floor. It's really only a two-dimensional thing. So we're not talking about a three-dimensional thing like your desk or a book. It's something more flat, okay? So bear with me and we'll figure out what area is on this problem set, okay? So number 1 says each square is 1 square unit. Makes sense, right? Because they're squares. What is the area of each of the following rectangles? Let's look at rectangle A. To find the area, we just count up how many squares are within this gray and black line border. So count up rectangle A. How many squares are there? 6, right? So we go over here and we put 6 square units is how we label our area answers. Okay? Because each thing is called a unit, and these happen to be squares, so they're square units. Okay, let's go to letter B. Count up the area, count up the squares to find the area for rectangle B. So I'm going to count by twos. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So I'm going to go to rectangle B and put 12. And what they've done here is they've shown you how you can abbreviate square units. SQ period space U period. So you can do that on your homework as well. Don't forget it though. This is important. Okay, because we don't know if it's 12 square units, 12 square feet, 12 monkeys, 12 pieces of pie. Okay, so the label is very important in math. Now let's go to C. It's a little bit different. I'm going to skip count by threes. 3, 6, 9, 12. Also 12 square units, but looks a little bit different than rectangle B, right? And then rectangle D. This time I'm going to go, ooh, there's 5s across the top. I'm going to count by 5s. 5, 10, 15, 20. So that one's 20 square units. Okay, so we would say rectangle B has the largest area. So you can imagine maybe this whole grid is a room in a house, and you're trying to figure out how big of a rug to buy. And so you might measure it out, and you might think you want this size rug because you have a sofa coming in here and that kind of thing. So that's how we use area. Most people use area to order carpeting because it goes on the whole floor in a room. You might use area to find out just how much space there is on a football field or in your backyard. Okay, but I always think of carpeting. Let's try some more problems. Go down to number 2. Again, each square is 1 square unit. The problems will usually tell you how much a square is. When we do a few more of these, though, you'll have to figure it out because it'll change. What is the area of each of the following rectangles? Well, they're not on this grid anymore. They're just out in space. We do the same thing, though. We count up the squares. So we've got 2, 4, 6. So it's 6 square units. How about letter B? 3, 6, 9 square units. We're just counting. Nothing fancy to it. You just have to count correctly. Let's go to letter C. These are 4s. So 4, 8, 12, 16 square units. I don't know why some of these lines are darker. Don't let that confuse you. They're just all the same. And then letter D. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. 12 square units. Those are the areas of those rectangles. All right, let's go to the back. Moving right along. Draw 4 different rectangles that have an area of 8 square centimeters. So this is kind of fun. You get to kind of color. So if you want to use a color, you can. I'm going to, just for fun. When I need 8 square centimeters, I need to color in 8. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just going to make one big long rectangle, okay? All right. So I'm going to label it 8 square centimeters. Okay, this is where I was saying it could change. Instead of units, now we actually know the size of these squares are equal to centimeters. So we have to label that accordingly. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have to come up with a different one now. Let's see. What if I did 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2 that way? 8 square centimeters, right? If you count it up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's do one more. Oh, here's where the commutative property can help you. These are basically arrays, right? We can turn them. So let's turn this one and make it go vertically. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so I've got my squares, and then I'm going to go back and color them in. You really should double check to make sure you've got the right number of squares filled in. So this is 8 square centimeters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then one more can be this one turned the other way. So 2 across and 4 down. Eight square centimeters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, got them all. Okay, so that's what you're going to need to do on your homework. Figure out how to make rectangles of different sizes. Remember, they have to be rectangles, okay? They can't have a shape like this. Okay? Because that's not a rectangle anymore, right? That's not okay. 2, 4, that's only 6 anyway. So even if I made it over like this, that's 8, but it's not a rectangle. It has to be a rectangle. They say a rectangle. Okay? All right. Go have some fun on your homework.